So I didn't watch all of it, but pretty much I got the gist of what Jeff Siegel, the Select Daddy, was talking about when he did a video that he posted today, talking about whether or not AEW did it actually sell the amount of tickets that they did for All In, which is a week from today, and he basically is very skeptical about that. Mostly what he said in the video that I was able to watch some of, is, basically AEW, or not AEW, but wrestling fans in general, are coming out and talking about how AEW has distributed over 80,000 seats, you know, 80,000 tickets, 80,000 seats for Wembley Stadium. And he basically said that there's a difference between distributing and actually purchasing, selling. And honestly, I hear what he was saying, and I could honestly tell you, and even he, brought it up, that fans would be, in a disagreement with him, and fans would have a right to be in disagreement with him because, let's be honest, even if what he is saying is agreed upon by everybody watching and everybody attending said event in London, even if it's all agreed upon that, yeah, the actual ticket selling attendance of fans being there is not exactly what's being promoted as being distributed, fans will basically, they will basically say, hey, we know what you're saying might be true, Jeff, but please let us just enjoy this moment. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Fans will basically, again, the fans that are going to probably be there watching what he's saying, probably do agree with him. Fans that are going to watch it on pay per view, like myself, hopefully, will probably agree with him that, yes, maybe it's not as, I guess you could say, as, attendance wise, actual selling ticket attendance wise, maybe it's not as extravagant and glamorous as a lot of outlets and even AEW are making it out to be. But again, fans that may agree with that, who are actually going to be there or watch the event for the spectacle of it, they're going to say to someone like Jeff, look, we get what you're saying and you might be right, but let us enjoy this. Let us enjoy this. And that's it. And, honestly, they do have a right to feel that way because most times when you hear about, a major wrestling promotion selling out a stadium like Wembley, it's mostly associated with WWE. I mean, why do you think everybody touted the fact that WWE sold in just one day for both nights over 90,000 tickets to Lincoln Field for WrestleMania 40, with more to be distributed for selling, down the line? Why do you think they made a big deal about that? Because it's huge. Because basically WWE in one day was able to do what AEW has taken time to do. And yes, it is over 2 nights that you're combining both ticket sales, but then you got more tickets that are going to be put out there for sale. And for all we know, we could end up having in total, 30, we could have, 30,000 tickets or maybe 40,000 more tickets sold for both nights. And you could be looking at a grand total of 130,000 plus people in attendance, which is a big deal for WWE, especially when it comes to a milestone WrestleMania. Basically celebrating 40 years of it. But, for AEW, in the minds of Jeff, to come out along with all the wrestling outlets and people that might be affiliated with them, including the fans, saying, oh, they broke the WrestleMania 32 record. They did this, they did that. When in actuality, that, for someone like Jeff, that may or may not be true due to the wording, if you will. For fans to be excited about that, depending on the wording of it, again, they're just more along the lines of, let us have our moment. Let us have this one moment in time, because when it comes to a non-WWE wrestling event, in the United States or outside of the United States or internationally, we may not get this again. And that's why a lot of fans would be critical about what people like Jeff are saying by trying to put out the difference between distributing and purchasing, because they want their moment. To them, it's a moment in time that they're never going to get, with a non-WWE wrestling company for quite a while. So they want that moment. They don't want anybody to come out here on YouTube or Spotify or wherever and try to ruin it. All they want them to be is to say, hey, if you want to believe, distributing actually means tickets got sold, fine. Go ahead and believe that. Enjoy your moment in time. And that's all they want. That's all they want. And again, you cannot blame them for feeling that way. You can't. You cannot blame them for being, counteractive to what someone like Jeff is saying. Because yes, there is a difference between distributing tickets, to be sold in different outlets and Ticketmaster locations or Ticketmaster.uk locations and everything, and that's fine. Or even online, and that's fine. There is a difference. But if fans want to basically say, hey, the distributing is what we're looking at because obviously they know they're going to pack this place and they want to pack this place and everything, then again, they're going to say, let them have their moment. That's about it. I mean, look, does Jeff have a point in saying, hey, there's a difference between purchasing and distributing? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to be working at my sister's job in a week or so. I'm starting work there soon. And, that's a warehouse where you distribute the items to the stores, or you distribute the items that are ordered online to the homes of the people that have ordered them. It's kind of very similar to that, to where basically, Wembley Stadium and AEW, they're distributing the tickets to be sold, or they're distributing the tickets to the places, to the homes that purchase them online. So there is a major difference. I'm not denying that. But like I said, I know I'm repeating myself here. People want their moment. They don't want to be told otherwise. They want their moment. So if Jeff himself was to talk to all 80,000 people, or whatever amount of people are currently, going to be seated in Wembley Stadium in a week, and say, oh, well, you didn't really fill it out, 80,000, a lot of those people, no doubt, will come up to Jeff or communicate with Jeff and say, yeah, you might be right. You might be right, Jeff. Maybe it's not going to be 80,000, but please, let us have our moment. Let us have our fun. Let us have this one moment that may never come again for a non-WWE wrestling promotion. Let us have our moment. And that would be it. It's basically like, it's basically them saying, this is a moment in time, Jeff. Let's enjoy it. Let's not be critical about it. Yes, you could, say that there's a difference and you'd be right on the money about that. But let us have our fun. Let us have our fun. Let us be able to enjoy this, so that way we could send the message as wrestling fans to WWE that there is more, that there is other alternatives out there that could do what you can do, maybe even better. And oh, by the way, maybe this might get you to do better. Just saying. Just saying. But the thing is, again, I understand where Jeff's coming from. I understand where anybody else that gets critical about this is coming from. I really do. But the point is, fans that will be counter to what Jeff says will tell them, or will tell Jeff Siegel of OTR Central, let us have our fun. Let us have our moment. I mean, they might even say, hey, when you met Road Warrior Animal, people would say, people could come out and say, oh, you just photoshopped yourself there. That's not real. But, or you were just being a fanboy around Animal and da-da-da-da-da. Jeff would basically tell them, hey, I had my moment. Or back then when it happened, he would probably tell people, yeah, I'm going to be part of this. Don't be critical about it. Let me have my moment. And he did. He had his moment. Nobody could take that moment away from him. And that's how fans feel towards Jeff or anybody else that might be critical about, people, celebrating and touting and tweeting, the fact that AEW had distributed over 80,000 plus tickets. That even though, that doesn't mean all 80,000 was purchased, They're just looking at the fact that this is, something that, may never happen again for quite some time with a non WWE wrestling promotion. And that's why people will be critical. I have no doubt, Jeff, on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, has gotten a lot of basically naysayers towards him saying, oh, well, you're just being a mark and da 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 da. And look, they have a right to feel that way because what they're trying to tell them is, hey, let us have our moment in time. Don't spoil it. Don't rain upon our parade. Let us have our fun like you've had yours on several occasions. And that's it. That's all really what it's about. At the end of the day, is basically, if there's going to be any counter arguments towards what he's saying, it's let us have our moment. Yes, what you say might be true. What others like you are saying might be true, but let us have our moment, Jeff. Let us have this moment in time for this wrestling era. Let us be part of something historically that will basically probably give us that or solidify this new wrestling boom that we're in right now. Let us have this. Don't rain upon it. Don't say, oh, there's a difference in everything. Let us have our moment. And to me, I think that's going to be about it if anybody counters what he's saying. I mean, again, those that might be attending would agree with him. But they would basically tell him, let us have our moment, Jeff. Let us have our moment. Let us have our fun and don't sour upon it. And that's it. But what do you guys think? Excuse me then. What do you think? Do you think AEW did legitimately sell over 80,000 tickets? Or do you think maybe there's still more of those 80,000 tickets? There's still more of those 80,000 tickets that have to be sold that are currently being distributed for sale, is what I'm trying to say. Let me know what your thoughts are. Comment below, live chat during the premiere. You will get a version of this at my Spotify, BW Rose's Discussions. But let me know what your thoughts are. Do you agree with Jeff? Or do you agree with others when they would probably counter by saying, let us have our fun? Let me know down below, and I'll talk to you later.